So hello friends, today we are back with another video after your puja vacations. Okay, almost yesterday puja ends and we are back with another video. Today we are going to discuss about access specifiers. What are actually access specifiers? Hope you know something or you are having few idea about access specifiers. Whenever we write any program, I think you have seen that we write either public static void main, public static void main, like that we write. Okay, so what is this public? What is this public? Not public toilet like that. Okay, but the concept is similar to that. I will give you few examples and you will understand what is that. So first, access specifier. Okay, first let me tell you about access specifiers. Access specifiers. You can just with the name you can understand. Access means what? To have access to anything, whatever maybe the file is there. For example, a file is there. So access specifier to that file means what? Whatever. Any just an example I'm giving you. For example, a file is there, a document is there. So if outside it's written access specifier public, okay, that means what? Who can access this file? Who can use this file? Who can have access to this file? That means who can use this file, who can manipulate this file, or who can take this file, use this file, read this file, whatever. Who can have access to this file? That is specified, that is told by access specifiers. If it is told public, that means everybody can use it, manipulate it, whatever they want they can do with it. They can use it basically you can say they can use it. Okay, we can basically say that they can, so basically they can use it, public can use it, everyone can use it. For example, outside a toilet it is written public toilet. That means what? Anybody can use it. Okay, the public can use it, the civilians can use it, obviously anybody can use it. There is no restriction that you cannot use or they cannot use. So that means in computer or in Java, access specifier means what? That whenever a method, a function, for example a function is there, we have declared many functions in our programs also. Okay, but any function is there, so the variables, okay, inside that function and that function itself, because whenever you write a function we declare it with a access specifier. Who can access this function? Who can access this function? For example, we write public int add, for example, this is a function name, bracket open then bracket close, inside something is written, for example. So public int add, int is the return type, as here public. So let's discuss return type later on. We will discuss first access specifier. So we generally how we write a function, we write public int add, or any other name can be written in this name section, function name, any other name can be given, but our main focus is this access specifier. First we always write the access specifier. Who can use this function? A piece of code is there, a very piece of snippet you can say, or a code is written generally, a code is written, okay, to find maybe sum of two integers, or factorial of an integer, okay. A function does a specific job and returns something. Okay, if it is a void it will not return anything. That's a different thing, we will discuss it later. So access specifiers generally tell you what a function will, or where a function can be accessed. Is it public, it is private, or protected, or default? We will discuss it one by one. But access specifiers are who tells you that where you can access this function, how the function can be accessed, whether it is publicly accessible or it is private, no one can access, like that. Okay, now let's discuss each one of them. Okay, first we have private. Let me give few examples, then you can understand. Private means what? Any private property. For example, a private car is there. Okay, can anybody enter that car? No. If it is your car, obviously you will not let anyone enter in it, any other stranger enter in it. Anyone cannot access that. For example, your washroom, your the washroom present in your home, can anybody enter and use that washroom? No, obviously not. That is private, a private property. Car or house or anything, anybody cannot stay in your house. Obviously anybody cannot enter your house. That is your own property. Okay, that is private. So the name suggests that private means what? For example, private is written before a function name. That means this function can be accessed only by that class itself. Okay, it can be accessed in only that class wherever that function is declared. Any other class cannot access that function because that is private. That variables of that function or whatever, that function is private property. This is a private property. I am writing or private. This is a private property. Anybody cannot access this. Only that class can access. Wherever inside a class a function is present, na? Only that inside that class this function is accessible. Any other class, if you go in that package or any another package, doesn't matter. Nobody can access it. Private. So hope you understood private. Private, the word only tells you how the function can be accessed. Only its family member can access it. Obviously, your washroom can be accessed only by you and your family members. So in the same way, this function can be accessed by that class only. Only in that class, wherever it is present. Only in that class only, this function can be accessed. Ob dot, if you write ob dot and the function name if you write, only inside that class only it will be accessed. Any another class if you go and if you write that class object if you make, or this class object if you make, and you write ob dot this class function's name, it will show an error because this function is not accessible in any other class if you go. For that matter, the private keywords only tells you only in that class this function can be accessed. Now let's go to public. Public, I think you know from the name only. You understood public means what? Public toilet. Take the example. With this examples it will be easier for you to understand. Public toilet or public bus or whatever, it means what? It is for public. It is for public, for the civilians. Everybody can use it. So same way, any in one class, if a function is there and it is written public is there and the function name is there, this function is there. So this piece of code, this function, if this is a function, this function can be accessed in this class and in any other class, whether it is in this package. For example, if you go to BlueJ, if you start your BlueJ and there is an option called new class, you are in classes 9 or 10, I think you know this. There is an option called new class. Okay, then you declare a class, then you write a code, and inside that code, if you write that class or public class, you write public class, a name, for example, add, you have written. Okay, then inside that you write a piece of code, public, maybe public int factorial, maybe public int factorial fact you have written, or factorial you have written, and bracket open close. So that function, that piece of code can be accessed in that class add. That add function, that add class you have created, in that class it is applicable, can be accessed there. Okay, if you create any another class, there also you can access this function. Okay, and if you create any other package by your own name, any other package, new package, if you go and there you create another class, there also you can use this function. So it is accessible everywhere. It is accessible. It is accessible. It is accessible everywhere. Okay, everywhere. Accessible everywhere. Public means you know Everywhere it is accessible. Anybody can come, use it, and just keep it there. Doesn't matter. Okay, anybody can come and use it. That is public. The name will only suggest you. Okay, now let's go to protected. Okay, let's go to protected. This is more or less same as private. More or less same as private. This is like we can take the example of a maybe school toilet or school bus. School bus, for example. School bus. Okay, or rather, school bus you can take, for example. School bus is also public in one way, but it is private in another way, because everybody cannot use it, but every students of that school can use it. Whatever your school name is, you can add here. That school bus, for example. Okay, that school bus, everybody can use it, but not all of them can use it, because school bus can be used by that school students, but any other student cannot use it, any other civilian cannot use it. So that is, you cannot say private. Fully it is not private, it is not yours or alone yours. Okay, it is neither everybody's. It is accessible to a free to a group of people. Only to a group of people they can only use it. Okay, or any other army document or any defense document, you can say everybody cannot access it. Only the officials can access it, or the defense people can access it. Everybody cannot access it. These kind of things are known as protected. Obviously, it is protected for few people. So these are not for everyone, and it is not hidden from everyone. It is accessed by few people. So same with this kind of functions. If it is protected, then in that class it is applicable. In that class it is applicable. It is also applicable in another class which is inherited. Sorry. Inherited. Okay, if another class is present which is inherited from this class, okay, in that class only this function can also be accessed, and obviously in its own class it can be accessed, plus it can be also be accessed in another class which is derived from this base class. Inheritance I will teach you later, but for now you just need to know that if a class is present and inside that class any protected function is present, that protected keyword suggests you that this function can be accessed in this class or inside the class which is in which the function is present, plus it can also be accessed from another class which is derived from this class. Okay, so another is there. This is known as default access specifier. Generally we don't write, it is not written like this. This is not a keyword. Okay, default int add. Okay, like this it is not written. Okay, default is not a keyword, it is not written. If you do not write anything, any access specifier, that means only it is default. Okay, if you do not write any access specifier, that means it is default. Default means what? It can be accessed anywhere. By default it is accessed everywhere inside the package, not outside the package. पैकेज के बाहर नहीं जा सकता. It cannot be accessed outside the package. पैकेज के बाहर it cannot be accessed. Okay, it can only be accessed inside that package. Okay, inside that package. Okay, inside that package only it can be accessed. public is a little different. But in public, inside the package, outside the package, in that class, outside the class, everywhere it can be accessed. But in case of default, a little difference is there, that outside the package it is not applicable. Whenever you create a new package and you then in that package, if you create a class, in that class this function will not be accessible if it is default. Okay, but if it is written public, then it can be accessed. Okay, this is a little difference between default and public. Okay, so these were the few access specifiers. Hope you got to know about access specifiers. You got an idea of access specifiers. It just implements that the, you can say, the security, or where these data variables or functions can be accessed. It creates it gives restrictions in the code. Okay, few restrictions can be implemented by these access specifiers. You can just specify where these my function can be accessed, where it cannot be accessed. Okay, using this access specifiers. Okay, so hope you got to know about each of them in detail, and if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. I will reply to you positively. Okay, thank you, stay safe and enjoy your vacation.